It's basically, it's the same set as, the same technology is used in The Mandalorian, like a mini ILM type studio. We're located in Phoenix, we're not too far away.
So basically what you're saying is that now, here in Arizona, we have the ability to make the same kind of productions that Disney does, at that same kind of, like, you know, you have the same technology here?
We have the same technology, and we have, and so one of the things too, it's, the technology is one side, but getting the right people in the right places, that was probably the secret sauce, is we spent a long time finding the right people, finding the right place.
Our job will be to really make sure that our workforce is as cutting edge as any place on the planet, and I believe it is, and to make sure we're partnering with companies, with all due respect to our more traditional ways of filming, that I know it's relationships with the future that's going to provide jobs for people in the future.
So most recently I was at Coinbase running media production. Prior to that I was at VMware, where I was head of the metaverse experience there. Prior to that, even before that, was with Mozilla on the Hubs team, so creating VR on browser. So a lot of really interesting things. There's a lot of technology that comes from different environments, not just from film, not just from gaming, not just from live events, the structural components that go into all those things. But there's this confluence of lots of different industries coming together. And as Matthew even mentioned, you know, we have Too Simple, which is an autonomous driving company. We recently did a video with them that was for the CVent? No, it was, can't remember the conference, CES. It was for CES keynote. But there's so many different technology companies here in Arizona that are also looking to come to Arizona. So from the studio perspective, we incorporate, as Walter said, BP2, which is an LED tile. ROW is the kind of standard in the market. That's BP2 is their product that they used on Mandalorian. It's still considered the highest level in the industry. We have the largest quantity, largest volume. The reason size matters in that regard is because you can get larger camera shots. You can get more movement on the screen. It's a curve to allow for kind of that, you know, 180, 270 degree motion. Yeah, there's a lot of technology that goes into it. I'm happy to talk through any of those elements. Actually, one of the first things that Walter and I talked about when we looked to start 3500 Kelvin was we wanted to democratize the process. We wanted to bring everybody into the studio, give access to anybody that wanted to try it, anybody that wanted to learn the technology. We don't have a film school yet that has all of that technology. Yes, ASU is building it, and we really hope to be involved in that. We hope that they can build a curriculum that's going to include Unreal, include Unity, include all the technology base that's required, because there's a lot. I mean, I could spend the next 2 hours talking about the technology specifically.
The opportunity is really for young people who understand the new technology. The bottom line is, you know, when I was in production, everything was shot 35 millimeter film. And when I go talk to people, they're great stories. You know, they talk about old Tucson and John Wayne and all that kind of stuff. But they're all dead. No one shoots on film. Westerns are kind of being replaced. And so if we are going to be competitive, if we're going to be vibrant, we need to kind of, while acknowledging our past, get away from that stereotypical Arizona. We're much more diverse. We're much more tech savvy, as my 15-year-old daughter and Ramsey tells me all the time.
We are one-to-one hardware, support, and everything that Mandalorian has, we have. So we are ready to bring that big time into Arizona. Arizona is not about just cowboy movies. There's a lot more that you can do here. And we're about to bring some major acts, which I'm under a strict NDA not to talk about, but it's happening. You'll find out soon, probably closer to the end of the year.
Whoa, so that's some cool news.
Yeah,
like, so
to reiterate,
like
it's
big
happening.
news is coming to Arizona in terms of filmmaking. That's really cool. So you came here and then you're bringing the productions with you. Is that,
They follow
kind
me.
of what we're trying to do?
They follow me.
I like that. I like that. That's good. That's good for everybody.
And we also have, you know, our universities like ASU's new film school is embracing Unreal Engine. They're teaching that on an undergraduate level, and I talked to their top guy today, and on a graduate level, they're going to be doing much more higher-end courses. I know they've already reached out to these guys. So what we're seeing is a great opportunity.
But we've also partnered with Unity. We've partnered with Row. We've partnered with Blackmagic most recently. They're actually coming into our studio next week to reevaluate kind of the infrastructure and upgrade some of the areas so that we're working on more of an 8K pipeline, which if you're familiar with how video is captured, you have HD, 4K, and now 8K is kind of next. HDR is a whole another element to that. So there's a lot of there's a lot of technology that's required to do all of these different things, and it's very hard to get access to it. It's very hard to learn it. There's a steep learning curve. However, if you have access to it, you have the mentorship, you have the people around that know how to do it, then obviously that learning curve becomes much smaller because they're able to share a lot of the experience and knowledge.
Prior to that, we did about 2.5 years of R&D, a lot of research and
I'd
development.
say 25 years.
25 years of R&D. But so right now, as it stands, 3500 Kelvin has got one of the largest volume space XR stages
The largest.
in Arizona. And I think there's a couple somewhere else that might be a little bit.
Not here.
Not here, though. So it's
nothing close.
It's been very exciting. Yeah, it's been very exciting.
There's a huge opportunity for people who don't have to unlearn old technology. They can just walk in being experts in their field. That is such a competitive edge. And I think that part of my message is really going to be, as we roll out, is that we have a tech-savvy workforce as talented as any place else on the planet.
I always loved Tucson. I came through Tucson the first time back in 1998, and over the years I've been going through different areas, obviously, but the Southwest in general is just beautiful, you know, and it's the true American spirit. It's what I feel. So once I got here, within a week, Mac and I connected through LinkedIn, and I realized they had LEDs. Obviously, them, as well as the other company in California, they've been sitting for 2 years of no rock shows, nothing, no live events and all that. So I integrated myself into becoming a virtual production, and here we are.
So I think there's a great opportunity, and I think that what we're focused on is that workforce development and partnering with companies that really can provide those jobs and those economic opportunities, so people are going to want to stay here and practice their craft here. Because if we do that, we're going to be more in the business of exporting content, not importing jobs. And that's a much stronger position for the state to be in. So we're trying to get people to stay here. And we have two categories at the Commerce Authority. We have what we call business expansion, and that's when a local company expands. And then we have what we call business attraction. And that's when we bring people from California or other states to come here. And what these three gentlemen represent is the combination of both of those core policies of the Commerce Authority. You have an existing business that saw a synergy to expand into an additional dynamic industry and brought the people who were as good as any place else in the world.